Rock and roll may live forever, but we only retire once. Kevin Lamour of Our Financial Plans and Quadris Investment Services offers a large range of financial solutions from some of the biggest leaders in the investment and insurance landscape of Canada. See how a solid financial plan built with friendly and professional advice can help. Find out more at ourfinancialplans.ca or give them a call at 705-949-1316. Here we go. Hey folks, and welcome to another episode of the Lonesome Cowboy Podcast. Brian Tremblay with you, and my guest today is a guy that I bumped into at the Folk Canada Conference in Ottawa there just back about in October, and I wanted to bring him on the show, and he is Brian Gallagher. How you doing, Brian?
Doing well. Thank you for having me on the show.
So you're coming to us from Quebec, n'est-ce pas?
Yes, sir. The very bustling metropolis of Paincourt, or in English, Short Pine, Quebec.
I see. And in relation to Ontario-Ottawa border?
West. It's west of the island of Montreal. So from the Ontario border, I'm about 20, 25 minutes.
Nice. That's not bad.
I can escape quite quickly.
Yeah. Big advantage for you guys in areas where you live as opposed to an area where I live. You have all kinds of gigs within 2 hours that you can play.
And we do and we don't. We do have lots of venues, but there's not much in the way of venues for singer-songwriters, especially Anglophone ones. If I go east into Montreal, or I can't go past Montreal because there's nothing there for you.
Gotcha.
Because you have to be French. Mm-hmm. And even in Montreal, in a lot of locations, it's French is definitely preferred.
Mm-hmm.
So what we do is we play a lot out west. We play up in Ottawa, go out to Cornwall. You can go to Brockville. Brockville's only an hour and a half.
Nice.
So yeah, there are places to go, but we're a little handicapped here in Quebec, being singer-songwriters, especially original musicians. If I was a cover band, well, that's great. There's tons of guys my age are out there playing cover bands all over the province.
Yeah, I suppose, because in English, they'll know the song anyways, right?
Exactly. It doesn't matter. They're up there to just sing those hits and have people dancing.
Yeah, I hear you, man. That's kind of the way it goes in this town too. In the Sioux, we're just it's all about how great you can sound exactly like the record. And it hasn't changed. It was that way when I was in high school. It's like, oh, he's great.
Yeah.
He plays just like the record. And I'm going, okay, well, what does he sound like?
Yeah, well, that's I had a singer who came in after we lost our first Happenstance singer.
Oh, okay.
And she was fantastic, and I knew her for years, but I was too shy to even ask her. When I asked her, she goes, I would love to. I would love to. She stayed with us for less than a year. And then couldn't do it anymore. And I said, why? You're a fantastic singer. And she said, I don't know who I am.
Ooh, well done.
I've spent my whole career singing other people and playing other people's songs. Now that I've got to take these lyrics and adapt them to what I want to project and portray, I can't do it. I had to respect it. That was a very honest answer, but it was just really telling. I don't know who I am. And I guess not everybody could be an original artist, Brian.
No, that's true. Very well said, actually. And you know what? I'll relate that personally to me. Pardon me, I painted, and I still draw a doodle every once in a while. But I could never get any traction. And I did realize what it was. I didn't have a voice. I was just putting paint on paper and paint on canvas and pencil on paper just to make the subject that I saw. I didn't think about how to interpret it or what to do. You know what I mean? So I can understand completely how that works. I didn't have my voice, whereas my music, I think it's a different story in that respect. So I do respect that. Yeah. So when did it all get started for you, Brian?
For me, like the band name Happenstance, it really was. When I was young, I played in rock bands.
Sure.
And, like we all did, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then life came along, illnesses, my father lost his job. So in my very early 20s, I put away all my instruments and I went to work. I gave my father the car because they didn't have a car anymore. And I worked to help pay the bills at the house. And so for about 17 to 18 years, I never touched a guitar and never played.
Wow.
Not a thing. And then my wife and I ended up moving to this town of Hudson out here in Western Quebec. And by happenstance, the fellow that we bought the house from was a drummer.
Hmm.
So he invited us down to the yacht club for a jam one night. And I said, well, I haven't played in so long, buddy. Just come on down, it'll be fun. Went down, started playing, met Emily and met Sarah, and then all of a sudden Happenstance was born and I was back at it, but it was all original music. And
Nice.
that's what I really, really, really love.
Yeah.
And we did that for several years. We almost got signed to Coalition Records in Toronto,
Oh, wow. Good for
but
you.
as you and I talked about at the Folk Canada conference, ageism plays a large part in this industry. And
Yeah.
one of the things that the boys at Coalition didn't like is the fact that I was at that point a 50-year-old, and they
Ooh.
said the exact words were, "I love the songs off the second Happenstance album. We could really put Gone Baby Gone on the radio tomorrow. What do we do with him?"
Oh,
And the
oh,
exact words they
oh,
said,
yeah.
we can't market you and the rest of the band to kids.
No.
Even though you argue, I argued and made the point, the kids don't have the money. It's the parents, right?
Right. Yeah.
The
Yeah,
parents are
exactly.
paying for kids to go to all those Taylor Swift shows, not the kids.
Exactly.
But parents have the disposable income. And all the
Mhm.
places I've been playing, it's not 20-year-olds that are coming out to the bars and the pubs and the
Yeah.
venues. It's people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s.
Hmm.
So who's actually spending the money here? Why don't I'd love to see us go back, Brian. I'm pontificating and I'll get off my soapbox in
No,
a
no, no.
second.
Continue on. This is the place to pontificate.
Is that I'd like to see us come back to a point where it's just original music. People go out and have places where they can enjoy original music, and the industry started seeing that, you know what? There's lots of people that are making great music that is relevant to a large percentage of the population. We are still the largest percentage of Canada's population. Why is nobody in the music industry realizing this and saying, you know what? We should maybe be looking at that demographic. And they won't. It's still back to we haven't changed in 28 years. It's all just pop, kids, and that's it.
Yeah, pretty much. I've spoken to Stephen Fearing a couple of times,
Oh
and
yeah.
there's a man who is and I was shocked. I actually thought he was like, signed label, blah blah blah. Nope. That
No,
man,
no.
and there is no reason he shouldn't be on a label.
No, none whatsoever.
But he's same age as me, if not a year younger.
Mm-hmm.
And and don't tell me that ain't what's going on, you know?
No,
Yeah.
it
What do
is
I do with
exactly
that? What do I
true.
do with that? You know?
Yeah,
That was yeah, the music business is an ugly business, I'll tell you that.
it really is. So, I mean, we all have to plod on and promote ourselves and do the best that we can on our own. And
Yeah.
you know what? If that's what we got to do, that's what we got to do. The only way that we're ever going to change anybody's look at us is that
Yeah.
if we just keep on making great music and keep putting it out there.
Yeah. Yeah,
Unfortunately,
well
we're not the
said.
generation that's going to get 2 million views on YouTube because, if I turn to my friends and say, hey, I'm on YouTube, they'll say, you're on what?
What? Oh, I don't know how to use that. Okay.
Yeah, that's like, is that an app? Do I have to download
Yeah,
something?
really. Now, so you're not just a solo act. Now, I noticed you had a couple of those projects, Happenstance being one of them, and
Hmm.
also As the Crow Flies, which I thought was a real cool way that got together. Are any of these collaborations continuing on? Are we going to see anything new from them?
Well, no, Azure Pro Flies was going to be a 2 album deal. And unfortunately, the lead singer in As the Crow Flies, who's based in Nashville,
Ah, yes.
I was going down to Nashville to play a show with
Oh,
her and with Mark Clater, the guitarist from Kansas City. And it all fell apart when she met a record producer
uh-oh.
who really liked our stuff and everything we were working on for the second album, well, she took it and ran
Yeah.
because he
Yeah.
wanted to use his own people, right? So
Right.
anyway, so
Uh,
that kind of fell apart, which was a real shame.
yeah, no
But
kidding.
it was a very interesting project. That was all remote, right? We have never met face to face. It was just musicians in the U.S. and me, and they'd send me their stems, and I would put it all together here, and I wrote songs, and it was a real fun experience. I do that together in a heartbeat with people.
That's awesome.
Really
Excellent.
cool.
Outstanding. Are you a home recording guy? Do you do all your stuff in your own studio? Yes, you are. There it is. Yep,
Yeah, everything is there.
that's
Everything is
it.
there.
Gorgeous. Yeah, no, that's fantastic. And I think the way the business is nowadays, and I've said this to many artists, it's almost best even if you can get a grant for it, but buy your own gear because
Yes.
then you can. Oh, I just want to put out a song. Well, put out a song,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
away you go. And it's
And
simple as that.
I started getting a bit of traction. I just did an album with Ryan Carey, a Canadian veteran,
Oh,
and
cool.
that was a wonderful experience. And then I should be doing two more over this winter
Nice.
with two other Montreal people. But if you go
Cool.
downtown to the big studios, the ones that still exist in Montreal, mind you,
Yeah.
the good buddy of mine, he very fine musician in Montreal, and he just got his single done, and his single cost him 3,500.
That's out of time. That's nuts. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know. Yeah. So you
that's
know
just
what?
too much money.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many guys that are becoming putting out good product, and even if it's not like the top, that notch product stuff that you got to pay gajillions for.
Mm,
I think folks are taking that as part of the sound, which is kind of cool, homegrown
yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah, which works out well. Um, so tell me about the Crooked Tree Corner. I looked at that and I
Well,
went, okay, these are kind of cool.
yeah. Well, one of the things I got hired by a Montreal newspaper many years ago to just write an arts piece, and then COVID hit.
Oh,
There was
okay,
nothing to
cool.
write about, and the editor said, "You write some funny stuff. Why don't you just do a humor piece?" And I said, "Okay." So I did it all from just my life and stories. I
Uh-huh.
put it out as Crooked Tree Corner,
Nice.
and I've started putting it together, getting it on Facebook and got a page and everything, but I haven't really gone back to it because I was busy this last year with a lot of work and making my new album.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna go back to it because we even have a big sign on the pine tree out front called Crooked Tree Corner. So
cool.
everybody everybody seemed to get a real kick out of a lot of the stories, and people would ask me, "Are those real?" And I think, yeah, yeah, especially the one about the man tailgating me all the way down the street on the way home, and
Oh, I didn't get that one.
so angry at me. And he pulled up beside me and he said, you know, "Get out of the road, old man. Why don't you go home and bleep your wife?" Well, my wife was walking the dog up the street. So she was right at the corner and heard all this. And she looks up and she says, "My God, what's going on with Brian?" Turned to him and I said, "Well, don't ask me.
Ask her.
Ask her. She's right there." And then
Nice.
that's what I put it into the story. I said, what kind of an insult or an angry comment is that?
Yeah,
Please go
really.
home and have sex with your wife.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. I
Well,
will. I don't
thank
need your
you.
permission, but okay.
But I appreciate the fact that you want me to go and do that. I mean, that's very kind of you.
Exactly. Well, I hope they continue because I think you got something going there. You might be able to do some publishing or something.
Yeah, yeah, thanks. My wife wants me to go back to that for sure.
Yeah.
And
So
it's
that's cool. So tell me, and I meant to ask you this. So, what was your line of work prior to getting back to your music?
well, I started my own company doing merchandising and marketing,
Oh, wow, cool.
and ended up being a public speaker, product trainer for electronics companies. So traveled all over Canada and some of the US, just
Nice.
teaching people how to go out and speak to people and how to present. And then I would do gigs on the shopping channel where, you go on there. That was probably one of the hardest, fastest learning curves in my life when they put you on live TV. And then the very first night, I said, I'm ready for this. I've had my training. I'm good. I'm not on TV for more than 2 minutes, Brian. And you have an earpiece, right?
Yeah, sure.
And in my earpiece, all I hear is, get out of the shot. I stopped like a deer that had an F-50 headlight pointed right at it. And I just stood there. And then I heard, move. Okay. So my first time on the Shopping Channel was definitely a comedy affair.
Nice.
But it got better.
That's good. That's good. So, what were you selling?
Electronics.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
selling TVs, Blu-rays, air purifiers, all sorts of digital equipment.
Good. That I remember those shopping channels way back when.
Oh yeah, way back when. And then at one point it was really there was a lot of people in Canada shopping there
Oh
on
yeah.
there, mostly from the outer regions. They reached a lot of people in Canada that were not in urban centers.
Nice. Yeah, I could see that,
Yeah.
eh? Yeah. And then the internet took all that away.
Yes, sir.
There was so much more fun doing it the other way, wasn't it? There you go.
Yeah, it certainly was.
Yeah. I saw that you host or hosted a singer-songwriter showcase. Is that still going on? And how's the turnout been? How's it been?
It's paused for right now. We're going to get back at it.
Good.
Um, and I'm just about to start a new initiative doing an open mic night, singer-songwriter open mic night at a new venue. So, touch wood that's gonna play out.
Hmm.
The singer-songwriter showcases were absolutely fantastic, and we just got a great following because it was based on Elvis Costello's Spectacle, which was he put people, all together on a stage. You
Yeah.
sing a song, you sing a song, you sing a song, you sing a song, and you talk about it and tell your stories about the
Yeah.
song
Yeah. I love that.
so that it's not people getting up there saying, oh, I'm going to do my 15-minute, 20-minute set, and then they bail. And then so does mom and dad and Uncle Mark and Aunt Tilly. They're all gone, right? So um, it was a great concept and it was really, really, really well received. Um, the issue was trying to get better quality people. And I hate myself for saying that, but more established
Oh, there
artists
you go.
to do
Okay.
it
Yeah.
because they be coming through on and touring and they're looking for places to play. But then they're saying, yeah, but I want you to pay me so many hundreds of dollars. So that's not really what this is. This is you being in a collective group of singer-songwriters going out and doing that. Lynn Miles was doing something like that in Merrickville out at the
Oh yeah.
Pews.
Right. Right.
But
Right.
she's no longer involved in that, unfortunately. Um, but yeah, it's a good initiative because it's different than what we get around Montreal, especially. I don't know what it's like for you, but it's jams. Everybody's getting together and jamming in bars and pubs or these places, and then inevitably it becomes a 12 or 8 bar blues jam,
And it just goes
and it
around
just
and around. Yeah.
yeah,
It's like
exactly.
no one knows how to take that turnaround to an end.
No, it's Kansas City all night long, baby.
I gotta love it. Well, I see the jams here are at the Moose Lodge.
Oh wow.
Yeah, where
Okay.
they advertise Moose Karaoke. And I was like, I didn't know they could sing. But yeah, and that's what it is. It's just a bunch of old guys get to listen to me. A bunch of guys
Yeah.
get together and they just start playing, old country songs, that kind of stuff, right? And
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
it boils down to, which is great. I think it's great for
Oh,
folks
it
to
is.
do
And I
that.
think keeping the music alive is a wonderful thing.
Yes,
Um, but
I
it's
yeah, I'm like you.
yeah.
I wish I could. What I've discovered is I found out I think I'm the only one in this town who is trying to do what I'm doing and trying to make a career happen.
Mhm.
Where the rest are kind of have their day jobs and they're pretty happy and they're doing good and they play their music and they put out a CD once every blue moon and that's all they do. But it's tough. That's why I have to make my community somewhere else because there's no one else doing the same. So I get where what
Yeah.
that's all about.
Yeah, we're both in that same boat, right?
Yeah,
We've
yeah,
to
yeah,
go to do what we really want to do, we've got to expand our horizons
yeah.
geographically.
Pretty much. So like many musicians, you're steering your audience to Bandcamp and you're throwing the middle finger at the streamers. You're still using them. I understand that, and don't we
Mhm.
all? But you're not promoting them. And
No, not at all. Because I
how's it
understand them.
working? I want to know. Like, is your audience picking up on it?
Yes, the last two albums, I've driven 99% of my sales through Bandcamp,
Uh-huh.
which is, very good for me because Bandcamp does give you a much larger percentage. For example, somebody just downloaded the new album Wasted Years off
Hmm.
of Apple. So
Yep.
that's great. Apple charges them $9.99 and I get $4.40,
There you go.
you know, which is better than a stream, of course, right? There was a great meme that was out on Facebook the other day, which was a band played in a bar and they got paid $100 or something. And the guy walks back to the band. He said, "We just got more money than we did on 20,000 streams."
Yeah.
And sadly, he's not wrong.
Yeah. I heard a couple of numbers put out, that if you want to make an okay wage of $40,000 a year,
Hmm.
you have to have what, 14 million or more streams
Yeah,
consistently?
yeah,
Consistently. And that's like,
yeah.
what?
No, it is. It's absolutely insane. There's only a couple of artists in the world that do that.
Yeah.
Was it Dewey Martin from America was on and he talked about Spotify. And
Yeah.
he said, here's one of our most popular songs, Ventura Highway,
Hmm.
and this month we got 40,000 streams on it on Spotify. And he goes, well, I think 40,000 streams is pretty darn good. Back in the day, if 40,000 people were listening to my music, I'd have made a lot of money.
Yeah. What did
And
he?
he shows like, here's our check for like $80.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
I know.
it's a necessary evil. But remember what Daniel X said. Oh God, going back about 5, 6 years, said everyone's complaining they're not making enough money on Spotify as artists. Well, if they all created more content, then they would make more money.
Yeah.
So his answer was, just be rabbits and pump out as much content as you can, and
Hmm.
that way you'll actually make money.
Yeah. That's like an economist saying, well, you mean people don't have money? Just print more.
Yeah, exactly.
It
What's
doesn't
wrong
work
with you?
that way. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Um, yeah, I listened to the song Lament for Cynthia Rose.
Right.
That one ripped me up, man. That ripped me up.
Yeah, thanks. Montreal Rocks did on their review, they said it's the gut punch you didn't see coming.
No, no.
Narrative folk at its, what was it? Narrative folk at its most devastating.
Yeah, no kidding. True story, of course.
Um,
Maybe.
no,
No?
maybe. No, no.
Wow, good. I feel better.
Yeah, yeah, I've been asked that about songs like that and the Ballad of Old Henry Parker from the last album. And to be honest, to be completely honest, Cynthia Rose, like Henry Parker and a couple of other songs, are dreams.
Really?
I've woken up, the Ballad of Old Henry Parker off the Surroundings Familiar album. I woke up at 5 a.m., Brian, the whole damn song in my head. And I walked downstairs here in my boxers, turned on the light, wrote it all out in about 10 minutes, had the melody. I said, okay, I'm going back to bed. But that was it. And Cynthia Rose is kind of the same thing. I just
No kidding.
woke up with this story in my mind.
Mm, dude, I thought for sure, oh my God, oh my God.
Yeah.
How am I going to ask him about this? I had a question written out and I have it scratched out here on my paper going, oh my God, I can't ask that. I feel so much better now knowing it was a dream.
Well, I'm glad we got to clear that up.
Yeah, no kidding. I thought, my God, man, are you okay?
Yeah. No, there's a lot of other stuff there that's all very personal and
Yeah, that's
but
good.
yeah, that one was honestly just a story.
Yeah. So and it's a wide open-ended question, Brian, and fill it with whatever you want. Our business is fraught with challenges. If someone was to ask me this question, I would have a litany of a list of challenges that you have in your own music career. Which ones are you facing right now that you're trying to get on top of?
Okay, let's populate that list.
There you go.
Ageism. I'm going to put that up there number one.
Cool.
Because if you try to do any kind of collaborative work here, and I guess I can only really speak for my area,
True.
but if you try and collaborate, as soon as they see that you're not a 20-year-old person, it's you're out. Ageism, definitely number one. Second challenge is lack of credible venues for original music. There's no
Bingo.
more listening rooms. There's
You're
no more
right.
listening rooms in Montreal. We used to have the Yellow Door, that was famous. The Wheel Club has moved on to be something else completely, but they're all gone. It's
Hmm.
now bars that play covers, classic rock, or if it's original music downtown, it's hard rock, punk, ska. So that's the lack of venues is definitely number two. Um, Number three, I'm going to go with finding a music community. And maybe
Yes.
that ties in a wee bit to number one. But
Hmm.
I'm not a 20-year-old kid saying, hey, man, let's go jam and do this, right? Um, if I'm trying to find musicians to play with or work with, I've got to find pros because people my age, to your point that you made much earlier, everyone's got day jobs. They're not going to turn around and take off for, 4 or 5 days. That's why if you look at people like in the indie folk singer songwriter category, out east, Kristen Martell, Tara Spencer, and
Yeah.
Tara's gotten so much traction, right?
Yeah.
She's
I've
worked with
had Tara on the show.
Steven.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, she's worked with Steven. She's worked with lots of great people. But when
Yeah.
she goes out, she's still couch surfing, and she goes out on her own because
She has a
she
hell of a
can't
network.
take. Yes, but she's worked very hard to build that network,
Yeah.
and she's also not afraid to just like I'm going, I'm gone, I'm doing it.
Hmm.
And that I think that is a very special trait. As soon as you're no longer 30 or 30 years old or so, she's got a family. People that have a family, there's very few that will make that hard choice to go out. But the ones that do, the ones that I'm seeing and talking to, they're doing it solo.
Yeah.
She goes home to Halifax and plays around the Maritimes. She's got her band, but when she goes out, no. Same
Yeah.
with Kristen. She doesn't have her band,
Yeah.
but when she goes home, she's got the band.
Who can afford to take a band? I mean, look at the band
Mm-hmm.
Garbage there. They made that speech on stage.
Yes.
We can't afford to go out on tour anymore. There's a guy by the name of Nick Shoulders. He's a pretty popular Americana artist. He
Mm-hmm.
used to go out with a band. Now he goes out as a one-man band. You know, he sits with the kick drum and the tambourine
Yep.
and the whole drill because it's not sustainable. The tour I went on, if we did not have that grant from the Ontario Arts Council, we would have been sleeping in the car, you know, and that's it. Rarely we played one place where, they were treated us like gold. Elk Lake, got to play there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Elk
See, I
Lake.
would go and do that. I have applied for so many festivals for 2026.
Me too, buddy. I 2024, 2023,
Yeah.
2025 didn't get anything.
No, because I'm going out as a solo artist. And
Yes.
then when they look at you and they see your content, it's, well, yeah, he's an older fella. And then that just brings us all the way back to point number one, right? But let's remember also that we were just at the Folk Canada conference.
True. Yes.
And a lot of the agents and agencies that I spoke to, I said, I put this one question to them. Who would you rather promote and send out playing? A band or solo artists? 100% was all solo artists. I said,
Really?
because finding places where they're going to compensate us for a band price compared to a solo or duo, or sometimes maybe just a small trio, it's 90 to 10 in
Nice.
terms of places that want to do that. So it's kind of funny that what we are doing, what you and I are doing, and guys and gals like us, when it comes down to it, that's what agencies and promoters are having better success with, other than full bands. So maybe there is a change a coming, to quote Mr. Dillon. Can I
Yeah.
can I can I be so hopeful?
I'm going to be hopeful with you. I
Good.
like it.
Anytime you want someone to go out on a tour with you, buddy, I'll go with you.
Well, it's interesting. My audiences hang out at legions.
Yeah, yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. Going and playing the Legions, they love it. I used to go and do a gig with a girl, and we'd play a lot of the old folks' homes and the residences.
Yeah.
And there's nothing better than sitting there and playing some of the old songs and having people just be so appreciative that
Yeah.
someone's there singing
Yeah.
and paying attention to them.
I'm doing another concert at one of our senior centers here in town. Matter of fact, I do a lot of them. I teach guitar lessons there. I'm holding jam sessions there just for fun.
Oh, that's
Uh,
awesome.
yeah, so I've gotten a little. They've been really great, and they're fun. And I do theme shows. So last time I did Stomp and Tom, and this time in March I'm doing George Jones and Tammy Wynette. So my wife's going to do the Tammy Wynette stuff, and
Oh,
we'll do the duets. And then what I do is I play a set of theirs, and then I play a set of my stuff,
great.
And yeah, it all really works out. They're appreciative. Always sell tickets to it. If I could get, you know, 50 to 75 people at any of my shows, I'd be so happy.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I hear you. I'm having my album launch this Saturday at
yeah,
a pub in the town of Vaudreuil-Dorion, and I'm just hoping that I get a good crowd. You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. Ryan Gallagher, tell people where they can find you and what methods of communication you are always on.
The one-stop shop is absolutely GallagherMakesMusic.com. One word, Gallagher Makes Music.
That's probably the
And
best way to do it.
it really is. Everything's there. My contact is there. My socials are all there. You can find anything you want. You can listen to the music. You can purchase the music if you care to do so, which would make me very happy. And I get to do a
Hmm.
little jig around the laptop here in the studio
Woohoo!
when someone
Yeah.
buys something.
You'd be
And
amazed what kind of jigs we'll do for $5.
oh my God, yes. I don't even know if I'd have to be paid to do a jig. But yes, that is the place. Absolutely be there. And if you're wanting to reach me by email, it's GallagherMakesMusic@gmail.com. And I'd be
Perfect.
happy to hear from as many people as want to talk to me.
There you go. And I'm the same way, man. We're out to we just want to chat. We want to get to know you and find out what you like. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? That's kind of stuff. That's
We're,
what.
we're friendly people. Trust
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, the
We are
rest of those
very
rock
friendly
stars won't give you
people.
the time of day, but we'll talk to you all day long.
I'll even let you play the guitar.
There you go. See, look at that. There's perks everywhere, people. You should be following us.
Yes, you should.
There
If
you
you're not,
go.
shame on you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Brian Gallagher, thank you for coming on the show.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for having me on, Brian.
Anytime, sir.